I'm going to now draw your attention to another heartbreaking story. Days after Rahul Bhatt, Hindu migrant teacher Rajni Bala was shot dead inside a government high school in the valley. Rajni was a resident of Samba district in Jammu, where she lived with her husband, who is also a teacher, and her child since the last 6 years. The Jammu and Kashmir police have said that terrorists involved in the gruesome crime will soon be identified and neutralized. But the killing raises disturbing questions. First of all, about the precarious condition of Kashmiri Hindus who are being picked off one by Islamist terrorists. Here is a quick spot report from our correspondent.
सर, हम आए थे, अभी स्कूल खोलने का टाइम था, ऊपर थे हम, घंटी बजाई, बच्चे नीचे जमा हो गए, हम अब नीचे डाउन स्टेयर आ रहे थे, दो सर हमारे नीचे आ गए थे, तो हमने आवाज़ सुनी टास की, तो हमें ऐसे ही लगा कि कोई पटाखा फट गया, एक ही आवाज़, तो जब हम नीचे आ गए तो बच्चों ने शोर मचाया, हम देखने।
Right now in Savalgam area of Kulgam, this is the rented accommodation of that teacher who was shot dead in the morning today. This is where she lives with her husband and a small daughter. And the neighbors say that she left early morning from here, the house owner. And, she was very respectful to everybody in the locality. We know that an attack unfolded here in Kulgam district. She was working here as a teacher. She originally hails from Samba and was working in Kashmir Valley as a teacher. Now they're having a spike in the number of these incidents. This is in Kulgam district, and this is the two-room, we believe, set where she used to live, and along with her family of two more people. Now all the family has gone to hospital since this incident has unfolded, but yes, continuous number of attacks have taken place, particularly on the minorities in Kashmir Valley. Government trying to say that we need to protect these minorities, but at the same time attacks continue, and that is something which will definitely worry security.
Okay, viewers, let's open this up. It's a very straightforward debate here tonight. These murders are continuing. They're targeted killing. There are many students and colleagues of Rajni who can't believe that she is no more. Fresh protests have sparked in Kulgam, with Hindus demanding justice for the teacher who also taught many of those who are today lining up to perhaps cause injury to people like her. Viewers, let me tell you that even today, despite the protests that you're seeing on your screens, there are some who are more invested in trying to whitewash these crimes which are xenophobic in character. Let's listen in.
आपको पहले बताना सबसे बड़ा वाकया जो हुआ है लगभग 30 की बात और कुलगाम में एक लेडी टीचर को मारा गया है अभी मार जाएंगे और कुलगाम में एक टीचर को मारा गया है अभी मार जाएंगे।
देखिए, हमारा सीधा आरोप उपराज्यपाल प्रशासन पर है। जिस तरह से कश्मीरी पंडित कर्मचारियों ने सामूहिक रजाइन देकर सरकार को ये अवगत कराने की कोशिश की थी कि वह किस मुसीबत में है, और सुरक्षा को लेकर जिस तरह से उनकी शंकाएं हैं उनको प्रकट करने की कोशिश की गई, और सरकार ने
Well, the blame falls straight, according to the Congress, at the central government's door. Farooq Abdullah completely denying the element of xenophobia here, saying we'll all be killed. We'll all be killed. Airbrushing, viewers. Let's open this up. Shehzad Poonawalla is with us. Sunanda Vashisht is with us. Zishan Rana, spokesperson, the National Conference, also with us. Zishan Rana, it's a simple question to you. Do you believe that these crimes against Hindus are born out of Hindu phobia, Hindu hate?
See, Rahul, it's not about Hindu and Muslim. Everybody is being killed in Kashmir, and I would say that there seems to be no end to this vicious cycle of bloodshed in the valley. People are scared, innocents are being targeted and killed. The situation in the valley is getting worse with every passing day. And we haven't witnessed such a situation.
Can I flip the
for a long
question,
time
Mr.
now.
Rana?
I would say that
Can I flip the
this is
question?
happening for the first time in the last 30 years.
Okay, can I flip the question,
Sorry?
Mr. Rana? Can I flip the question? Can I change it slightly, rephrase it?
Yeah, no problem. Go ahead, please.
How would you react if I told you?
Go ahead.
How would you react if I told you? If I, as a leader, a politician who was asked this question was asked, how would you categorize the crime against Akhlaq? Do you think it was a hate crime? Do you think he was killed because he was a Muslim? And I would say, well, everyone is being killed in the country. Hindus, Dalits, everybody. What's the big deal? Would you then continue to agree with that person, or would you say that there is an attempt being made to bury Islamophobia? I'm asking you this question because that's what your leaders keep saying. They keep talking about Islamophobia.
No, this is what I'm
They
trying to
are
say.
selective when it comes to they are selective about an agenda which conforms to their worldview, but completely dismissive about
we are losing.
completely. No, I'm not losing. I'm asking you a question. When Hindus are killed in their offices, when they're shot dead in their classrooms, when you have had a massive ethnic cleansing in the 90s, how can you say that this is not crimes born out of hate against Hindus? Why are you whitewashing it?
Now you tell me how many Muslims have laid down their lives in the past 30 years in Kashmir? How many Muslims have been killed? Now you tell your viewers how many Muslims have been killed. It's not about Muslims and Hindus. Everybody is scared in the valley.
Okay,
right
I'll tell you. The Muslims who are being killed are the Muslims who stand to defend minorities like the Hindus and the country. They stand with the tricolor. What does the tricolor represent? What do Hindus represent? Hindus and the tricolor represent, viewers, to certain extremists, elements, Islamists in Kashmir, a threat to their belief system. Hindus are open. They are pluralistic. The national tricolor represents our constitution, which is pluralistic. They can't accept it. They say that these are apostates, that these people are individuals who are not part of the fold. They are kafirs. Kill them. And Zishan Rana today is whitewashing that mindset, viewers. That's all that's happening. Vivek Agnihotri is also there with us. Shehzad Poonawalla, would you like to respond? I want to bring in also the columnist, Sunanda Vashisht. Yes, quick response.
Rahul, first of all, in the Holocaust against the Jews, a lot of non-Jews Germans died. But does not... So please, let's have an intellectual debate. Please don't interrupt me. Please, I request you. Speak in your own time. A lot of non-Jews who were Germans also got killed. But that doesn't mean that the Holocaust was directed at all Germans. It was directed at the Jews, and therefore 6 million Jews were wiped out. Similarly, the project of Islamist Talibanization of Kashmir, which was named after Rishi Kashyap, which was a bastion of Hindu learning as important as Varanasi, as Kashi, which had the Martand Mandir, which has the Sharda Peeth, was the Hinduized over 800 years, and this particular exodus and killing and genocide is the 7th exodus that is taking place against the Kashmiri Hindus, removing every Hindu to the last Hindu from the Kashmir Valley. This is the project of Talibanization. The problem is that in this particular project, you find people who stand in defense of this Islamization, of this Islamist bigotry. They come out and they ignore the fact that Ralif, Salif, Ghalib naras were given in Kashmiri mosques. They ignore the fact that headlines of newspapers said Al-Safa Batte Dafa. They ignore the fact that you have Mehbooba Muftis and national conferences who come and say that yes, militants picking up guns is okay. They blame the Indians, but they never blame the Pakistanis, they never blame the Islamic jihadis, and that's where the problem lies. Till we do not accept this fact, we cannot have repentance, and without repentance, there cannot be a situation where the Kashmiri Pandits are sent back to their deaths in that valley where people still continue to patronize the killers. Look at these pictures. This was how Yasin Malik was patronized, and this is how today he's being dragged to justice. But today they still say that Yasin Malik, ye to bechara peace ka ambassador hai. This is the problem.
This is a problem. It's a mindset issue. Vivek Agnihotri, can we escape from the fact that this is unbridled anti-Hindu xenophobia? It's a simple, straightforward question to you, Mr. Agnihotri.
See, in Kashmir, is facing the longest continuous genocide of Hindus, where Hindus till date are being identified, targeted, and killed. The problem is the teacher, she was a lady, she was a minority, Hindus are minority in Kashmir, she was identified and targeted and finally killed. The problem is that why nothing happens, why it is continuing. It's continuing because the people who control the narrative, people who control policies, people who control kind of bureaucracy, the entire system gives ideological and intellectual shield and support to terror organizations. So Hindus in Kashmir are victims of not just terrorists with guns, but also intellectual terrorists who occupy the minds and the narratives of younger people and make the world believe as if nothing is going to happen.
Okay,
and this is why I am raising my voice against all these people.
This is why you're raising your voice. Sunanda Vashisht, let me bring you in. Hindus are urged to speak up against Islamophobia all over the country. There is this huge narrative that there is an Islamophobia that is rampant in India today. But Muslims, especially in Kashmir, never come out. They never come out to protest Hindu phobia. You have always called it Hindu phobia. You have been one of those who had to leave the valley. Why is this the case? Can you explain to Zishan Rana why he's wrong tonight?
You know, a question to Zishan Rana. Why was he and his party members and his entire ilk not out on the roads screaming for Amreen Bhatt's killing? You know who protested for Amreen Bhatt? People like me and people like you. I saw your show that day. I was traveling, but I saw your show that day. It was people like us, because we are fair. You know what this is? This is why was Amreen Bhatt killed? Because she was not Muslim enough. So here, about Kashmiri Hindus, why they are killing us and why they are killing Kashmiri Hindus. Now they've started killing all minorities. This lady today, she was from Samba district. She is from Jammu. She's a Jammu Hindu from who was working there in Kulgam, and her husband who dropped her this morning outside her school, and she was immediately shot dead. How does one shoot anyone? This is the question I had asked at the time of Rahul Bhatt also. How is it that two terrorists come and there is no collateral damage and just this targeted killing happens? They have to ask no one. That means the recce has been done. The people have been identified. Who are these people who are identifying these people? Who are identifying minorities? Who are these people who are giving them their coordinates? What time they leave their homes, where they go? Because these migrant teachers and everybody, they are living amongst everyone else.
We understand that.
Who are these people who are giving their coordinates?
Who are these people? Who are these people? They're obviously people who are part of the project, Mr.
Yes.
Rana. And why aren't you out on the streets? If Kashmiri Hindus can be out on the streets demanding security for themselves, where are you? Why aren't you there?
People who have the pistols.
Zishan Rana, why aren't you there?
It's the entire population that is
Tell us.
as their OGW.
Why aren't you there?
Ground supporters.
Zishan Rana, why aren't you there? Tell us.
Ask him why Amreen Bhatt was killed. Ask him.
Zishan Rana, tell us. Nizam Bhai, can he hear us or can he not? Or is he pretending? Can you please tell us what is happening? I don't have all the time in the world for this pregnant pause. Okay, well, I think there's a problem here, viewers. This individual is not wanting to respond. Why was Amreen killed? Can you tell us why was Amreen killed? Zishan Rana, tell me, why was she killed?
Yes, please.
Tell me, why was she killed? You have no answer.
Rahul, you need to ask this question from the government.
No, I'm asking you because you are coming out there and you are denying that there is a hard line Islam which is uncompromising, which is which differentiates on the basis of ideology. I'm sorry, sir. I'm asking you this question because you never hit the streets in support of your Hindu brothers. Why? Why aren't you protesting?
You're not ready to listen. You're not ready to listen. You're not ready to.
We've heard you for 30 years.
This is happening because of.
Did you give us justice? No.
No.
Yasin Malik was. No. Yasin Malik was feted.
It was Modi's government.
Was feted by you.
It was Modi's government.
What Modi's government?
Tall claims.
What Modi's government tall claims? Where are you, sir? You can't even out of the sense of humanity hit the streets. Yes, Mr. Poonawalla, would you like to respond? Your government is let down every Kashmiri.
Well, Zishan Rana, I just have one question. Sir, I have one question. Please. Do you consider Burhan Wani and Afzal Guru to be terrorists?
This is not a question today.
You want us to take Ms. Wash's there?
Okay, well, viewers, look, this is the mindset that prevented justice from being given. This is the mindset that prevents justice from being given to those who are most deserving. And who are the people who are most deserving, viewers? Those who are going back to reclaim what was theirs because they were externed from the valley. Why? Because they did not belong to the right faith. And you have people like Zishan who are sitting and you can't take a position against terrorists. It's very simple, viewers.
Our position is clear.
What is your position?
Our position is clear.
What is your position? Was Afzal Guru, was Afzal Guru, was Burhan Wani a terrorist, yes or no? Simple. Was he a terrorist? Who are you going to speak to, terrorists? I'm sorry, sir. I leave it at this. I leave it at this. There is no point, viewers, contending with these people. They don't really care about anything except for where they're getting their votes from. And I just hope that the next thing the BJP doesn't do is to rush towards holding elections, because they're revalidating these spineless people who do nothing. Who do nothing when butchery is happening all around them. Did they visit the Jammu and Kashmir policeman's house? No. They didn't. They don't care. Did they go to the teacher's residence? No. But they will go, viewers, to a teacher's son's residence who picked up the gun, who could well have been a pupil. They will go there and they will say, Burhan Wani, son of the soil. They are spineless, these people. And they have brought Kashmir to this point. They can't stand up for what is right and what is wrong. Viewers, I need to move on.